We are not ignorant men, because as we stay here and define the operations of God, our lives is being defined. You are not a preacher, you are pinpointing the operations of God, and you are taking upon yourself a garment. In the days God wants to promote you, you may not do it in your house. He will tell you, go outside of your house, go and meet this person, talk to this person. And the day the Lord wants to encounter someone, I said, leave your room, go and meet blessing in our room. Sit down with us. We are taking Gary, books will be open. And when books is open, as you are talking, then promotion comes. Sometimes the deeper revelation you are going to get is when it's unconventional. That time you carry your guitar and just went into your friend room and you strike it, a new sound comes. That moment you did not plan for Bible study. As you are talking, another thing break out. Because you see, you are not a preacher, you are an interpreter. And an interpreter is willing enough to find out what is God saying now. Because God is always saying something. You pay attention to hear and interpret it. And that's how we advance in the spirit. By perceiving the speakings of God and acting onto it. Because once have the Lord spoken, twice have we heard it. And when the Lord speaks and you hear it, is an activation. The voice of the Lord activates you into your calling. What he called a tribe in the spirit is not known by the name, is defined by the operation. And after a while you realize your life, there is a kind of operation upon your life, and you trace it to a pattern by man. It's not because you want to enter the tribe, but the tribe defines you. It conforms you to another. So when you begin to journey in the spirit, you begin to get conformed to another. You don't know why you are drawn, but something pulls you. It's a divine enablement that fine-tunes you to another. It's not as if you try to choose it, but the thing chooses you, it defines you. It's like a cloth in a garment that just comes and covers. And when it rests upon you, you can do nothing but to yield to it. And when you try to fight against it, it fights you back again. And when that defines you, by default, the encounters, the visitation becomes similar. And sometimes you find yourself in the same school in the spirit, in the same tribe as the person belongs, in the same class, and you wonder what is supposed to do in this place and I'm here. It's because you are in the same class in the spirit. In that class there is no senior, there is no junior, there are only people that can obey God. And in that kind of a class is when the sons of God gather together and you say, have you seen my servant Job? Have you seen what is going on here? Son of man, what about last night? If you have inquired, you acquire. Don't wait to see Bishop David Oyedepo. There's a place in the spirit where he appears daily. That he sits in his room and he appears in that place. You can sit there and you can talk with him. When you went to see the man, the protocol stop you. Say, don't worry, you go back in the spirit, you sit in the class. As you sit in the class at night, you see the man sitting together with you. You say, Alpha, how are you doing? Say, but your protocol stopped me before. Now you are in the spirit. And now you are in the same class. And the man said, you like you are a small boy. He said, no, here I am a young ancient. The same spirit upon you is the same spirit upon me. So you wonder why Kachinkuma appear, wonder why Bessie also appear. It's a class in the spirit. And in that place, they without you are not being made perfect. They are trying to come to release the same spirit of faith. Wise men sit in that class and they learn. So you read the writings of men and you travel into the same operations with them in the spirit. And you wonder why. You wonder why the encounters are defining you. Why that the Paul and nature will come and carry you and go for evangelism. What is going on here? Is because there is a kind of operation and it has to be transferred. In the physical, his protocol may stop you, but in the spirit there are no protocol. Because his protocol don't even have access to him in the realm of the spirit. I rather know a man in the spirit than to know him in the flesh. So Paul said, we know man after the flesh. Because inheritance are transferred in the spirit. So Elijah may have many sons of the prophet, has called many of them, but only Elisha knew the way in the spirit. He said, do you know our father is going to go? He said, yes, I have seen him in the spirit and I will take the mantle. And every other person was waiting when the father will say, I love you so much, take the 10 portion. And the other one said, no, I know where this thing will drop. And he continued to advance. And Gehazi could no longer decipher. In the days the man to advance together, he took upon himself leprosy. Every father has a two-edged sword, the one that can bless and the one that can curse. In the spirit you receive an inheritance, in the flesh you receive a curse. You choose the one you should receive. God has given unto you a man. And in the class, in the school of the feast of light, in the school of light is so that you can join into the same order. And that what the Lord is doing with him, you may not be able to understand, but you can sit in the same class. There is a convergence in the spirit where you can sit upon there. There is a table where the Lord sit together and they begin to discuss. In that place, as they are talking to apostle, you too, they'll be talking to you. As they are defining his life, they'll be defining your life. And when you come, you begin to speak and you wonder, why am I seeing this thing? As apostle is preaching here, like as if I have had this thing before, as if this thing was taught to me before. Yes, you were in the same school with him in the spirit, and while he was hearing those things, you too, you were hearing it. You may not have understand like him, but as he's teaching you, as if I have had this thing before, as if apostle discussed this thing with me. No, you were in the same school in the spirit. You are journeying into the pathway of inheritance in the spirit. So you wonder why Ruth was Heflin carry what the other women carry. And as he advanced, Maria would partake of it. As he advanced, Katin Kuma partake of it. As it advanced, Benihim partake of it. As it advanced, Pastor Chris partake of it. Of course, the same kind of definition. So you may not know why the Lord said no boyfriend for you to the next 10 years. And you wonder why Katin Kuma has spoken to you. And when she has spoken to you, you are sent with her in the class. She said no boyfriend. You wonder why you are drawn to fast and to pray. Baba Lola has come, and because he has spoken unto you, you don't know why you are praying. You are trying to sleep, you are still praying. As you are sleeping, your spirit is praying. Baba Lola, there is a class. You are drawn to the secret place. Every time is the presence of God. There is a desperation for him. Catching Kuma, Benihin. There is just something that draws you. It's a school in the spirit. And every father is a junction and a pathway to inheritance. We don't follow fathers to use their name, we follow them to join into inheritance. It's not about legacy, it's about inheritance. The legacy is the building structure, the inheritance is actually the operations of God locked up in a tribe. What Jacob gave to his sons was not tablet, was not naira, was not dollar. He didn't give them a property to inherit, he gave them an inheritance. He spoke unto ordinary men. Those men became a clan, they became a tribe, and they became a superstructure that in the New Jerusalem you cannot become anything except with them. In the school of life, you join into the same inheritance. And you see, these things is defining. You don't know why they burden upon you. God has apportioned unto you a priest. And if the Lord designed that you marry a priest, you cannot live any other how. So the same kind of schooling and teaching and discipline, you go through the same. And every training that you go through, you will go through. And you wonder why I'm going through this pain. Why me? Why the suffering? Why the hardship? Yes, it's part of it. It's part of the responsibility of the demand of the apostolic calling. The apostolic calling is finding expression upon hard grounds. When a place is hard to send apostles, you don't send pastor. A pastor will chikwakwa and run away. When the thing look very hard, a pastor will pack his load and run away. He's looking for a greener pasture. An apostle will labor. He will find the water brooks and bring again another kind of word that will spring up. So why am I saying unto a hard ground? It's because it's hard. And an apostle is the solution to the hard ground. In the days persecution broke out, all of them were scattered. The Bible says even the doubting Thomas went to India. His doubting does not isolate him. He was sent also. A day will come, we have to send you. And whether you are doubting, you must be sent. Why? Because there is a need for the recovery of the Edomian kingdom. Now is the time. The Lord has spoken to our fathers, they have failed. Now he's beckoning upon the children. And when the Lord beckons upon the children, it's a summon. We must hearken and we must hear. And now is not the time that we underestimate the power of spiritual motherhood. The Bible spoke about Timothy, said there is a faith upon your grandmother and your mother. Now is the time for the Deborah and the Esther to awake. Now is the time for the mothers of Timothy to arise. Now is the time where women shall be figured out in the affairs of God. You are not a weaker vessel, you are a warrior in the spirit. And now is no longer time for things as usual. No, it's a time to awake unto your responsibility. Yet again, locate your palm tree and stand by there and activate the order of priesthood. Because in the day you lose your ordination, you become twerkers in beer palace. Now is not time for TikTok and Instagram as usual. Now is time for spiritual influence. Where are the daughters of the Pleiades? Your influence should bring men to the kingdom. Let men see you and see a new glory. Now is not time to draw men to affliction. Now is time to draw men to liberty. And let men see you and see your glory and see the glory of the Father towards you. Let there be a glory emanating towards you. Let men see you and see a new servant, a new beauty. There is a glory and a covering in you upon the realm of the spirit. And that is your definition, that is your advantage. Forget about the pancake and the masarat. There is no need for that decoration if there is a glory in the spirit. That glory is the citadel of attraction. It's the citadel of covering. There is an advantage in the spirit for you. Forget about the disadvantage in the flesh. Join into an advantage in the spirit. Don't tell me you are trying to keep a virginity without the spirituality of the Lord. The Lord does not need your virginity, He needs your activations in the spirit. The Lord needs your ordination. Yet again, the Lord reawaken you again. In the days of virgin, the Lord chose a Rahab. Why? An ordination. Don't neglect your ordination because of your virginity. Awake unto kingdom responsibility. Mary was not just a virgin, she understood ordination in the spirit. so she stayed upon the temple. Deborah understood her palm tree, the citadel of ordination. She may be defiled by Labidot, but she understood her operations. Esther was not just beautiful. I know it took 12 months to decorate her in the physical, but she understand fasting and prayer. Beauty brought her to the palace. Ordination in the spirit kept her there. That is a days of warfare. In that day, only your ordinations in the spirit will speak. In that day, you beckon upon ordinations and angels are activated. There are days angels do not pay careful attention to the beauty on your face. They pay attention to your ordinations in the spirit. Do you know your gate in the spirit, O woman of war? Do you understand your language in the spirit? Can you utter decrees and thunders will bow? When can you sound a decree and the heavens will be open? We are not looking for beautiful women. We are looking for women that understand times and seasons. Those that can reshape the times and the orders in the spirit. A day came, Moses was endangered. The Lord came to kill him and his wife activate priesthood. Say, my husband will not die, my husband will live. And she understand the kind of sacrifice and the circumcision to offer. In the day the Lord come to kill your husband, what can you do for him to survive? In the days the enemy come, is it about your beauty? Or is it about your stature in the spirit? Where are the women of stature? Where are the women of intercession? When are we going to join ladies for you to begin to mentor and guide them? If you cannot keep your spiritual life, how can you keep others? If you cannot lead yourself, how can you lead others? So there is a vacancy of spiritual motherhood. And because of that vacancy, men can no longer weave together again with women. In the day Jesus Christ's ministry was fulfilled by the ordinances of motherhood, surrounded by men, but yet again preserved by women. We are looking for the moment at the time where the womb of women will be built for traveling. Your womb shall be built for traveling. I'm looking for a day your wife will say, sleep my husband, this battle belongs to me. When we men see you and not just say, see baby, give me your numbers, baby, lay hands on me, release an impartation upon me. I have seen grace and fire upon you, lay hands upon me. When will men come to you and submit and say, mentor me and guide me? I have seen the fire of God upon your life. I submit to your grace. Why can't our women survive again? Where are the women mentored by Apostle Aaron Osai? Where are the women mentored by Bishop David Oyedepo? Where are the women mentored by our fathers, Apostle Aaron, Joshua Salman? Where are the women we have mentored? How come women cannot handle hollow matters? You are not a weak vessel. You are not an emotional being. You are a warrior in the spirit. And you have to be able to understand that so that you can stand upon your guard. And your womb shall be borrowed for traveling in the days of war. Because you are part of the tool and the design patterns of warfare. You are part of the battle axe of the Lord. The boyfriend should not become a Kadesh Barnea. It should not become the end of your spiritual journey. No. There comes a moment and a time where you ascend. And this is at the moment, this is at the time. Welcome to the feast of light. Welcome to the feast of sound. Can you hold your hands together and begin to pray and say, oh God, let my ordination be sharpened. Lion of Judah, we wait on you. Lion of Judah, we wait on you. I'm going to lay hands on you. And as I lay hands on you, the idea is to activate you into your functioning. The Lord told me, Father, the Lord told me, Philip Cephas, many years ago, say Philip Cephas, a man I help is always better than a man that help himself. We cannot help ourselves. Our journey in God actually begins from the very day God begins to help us. That is the help of God. That is the stone of help. Thus far as the Lord help us, He become our Ebenezer, our stronghold. We are not prevailing by strength, but we are prevailing by the help of God. There are ministries that have lasted for 30 years, 40 years. They cannot approve and apportion for the resultant effect of this. It's the stone of help. We are not ignorant of it, and if there is an ordination of God that causes His help within this location, it means we can be a partaker of it. And I want you to know that when the Lord begins to help you, it's because of the things that He has apportioned for you. So as I lay my hands on you, the Lord will fine-tune you and right, so that by the time you go back, there's going to be schooling and encounters, teachings in the spirit that will take you higher, and full activations into that operation. Church, stretch out your hand towards them and pray for them. And say, oh God, upon these ones, let there be a breaking and a new day. Lion of Judah.